Hello everyone, today I'm just going to be playing Pressure again. Oh my goodness, why is this always so loud? Oh my gosh. But, I'm going to be playing Pressure, alone. And I'm going to talk to you about some stuff that I've been wanting to talk about and stuff, so, yeah. Here we go. Alright. Well, so something crazy recently happened to me. I found out that my dad is going to be able to retire at the age of 38. Hold on. I don't know what that was, but something was outside my door. But anyways, yeah, my dad's able to retire at the age of 38, and I think that's pretty crazy. There's kind of a bit that I don't really know what to say. But my family wasn't the greatest to me for a while. I mean, quite frankly, they still aren't that nice to me. I'm constantly treated unfairly, and at least at my mother's. My father and the rest of my father's side of the family treats me quite well, actually. Oh, come on. Why would you... Why did I do that? Why was that there? That's not very good. The strong don't cry. Okay, good for them. Alright, but, a lot has happened to me. And there's just some stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys about, because recently I've found out that there's some really bad stuff happening to some really good people. And it kind of pains me a little bit. If you're watching this channel, you probably know the YouTuber known as Koofy, or who was supposedly, found to be a pedo recently by a friend of his, which, again, pretty ridiculous thing to just say. But I see this has been happening to, like, a ton of people recently. And it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how multiple, like, tens of people, like, do this. And it's gotten to a point where I don't know if I'm, like, supposed to believe it or not. And at this point, I don't think I do. Because it's gotten so far that I can't even trust my own, like, thoughts. And, you know, it's pretty painful to see such... One of my favorite YouTubers of the time was Koofy, and, yeah, apparently he's a pedophile. Another thing I wanted to talk about, just, like, the mental health of people is down spiraling. You know? Like, and I feel like half of it is just people who don't know how bad they could have it. Like, some of my siblings think they are depressed and that their lives are horrible and that they want to end themselves. But they have it really good, and I have it really good. Or at least I do now. At one house at least. But, some people don't really have families to talk to when they're sad or scared or upset. Some people just have to suck it up and deal with it. And that's not exactly just something you just deal with. It's just, you can't really just have that thinking process without someone to talk to or, like, to vent to. Because if you don't have anyone to, like, ensure that you're not just, like, overreacting or something, you're just complaining and being sad. And some people, like my father, he didn't get like that. He didn't. And that's part of why he is the person he is today. Is that he didn't really listen. It's hard to explain, but some people just aren't meant for this. They just aren't. And some people are overreacting and they think their life is difficult, let's say. When in reality, most people out there have life pretty good. At least from what I know. My siblings are always saying that they want to off themselves or do something because, like, their life sucks that they have to do something. It isn't that bad. It really isn't. Believe me. It isn't. And that kind of mindset is how people get to be like that. You gotta think more positive, and you gotta know that stuff gets better. It really does. You may not think it does, but you just gotta trust that eventually things will get better. And I know that's true because things got better for me. Even when I felt like there was nowhere to go. Like, I was at my lowest point for quite a while. What was that? I didn't have anyone to talk to. No friends, no one. And because of that, I started eating more to, like, just get rid of the stress and the absurdity of awfulness and stuff. And it helped, made me feel a lot better, but it also didn't really help my physical shape. I'm not, like, fat or anything, but, like, I'm not exactly in a position to go running anymore. Like, I used to go running with my father a ton, and over the last year, that's kind of just not happened anymore. And I'm not very runny anymore. Which doesn't really it makes sense, because, like, we ran during the spring, and now it's not spring, but things will get better, is what I'm trying to say. If you really think it's really bad, then I suggest finding like a therapist or something to just like get rid of the anger or the upset feelings. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is you don't want to be in a bad mood because it sets the tone for your life. If you're sad, you're going to be sad. That's why I try to look at the bright side of life now. And it's kind of worked. And another pretty annoying thing. It's not as annoying as it is just like sad for me, but I'm seen as like gross. And you know, words can hurt. Words can like really hurt people. And I feel like the mindset people have is just, if other people are like laughing at them, I should laugh at them too. That's not kind. Like, you don't want to be the reason someone dies. But, I mean, it really isn't too big of a deal because usually that kind of thing doesn't happen. But some people feel very alone at times. And, you know, you gotta work hard. You really gotta work hard in life. Because if you don't put in effort, then eventually you're just gonna end up alone and sad. What? Oh, hell no. Well, I died. That's tragic. Tragic events in history. He's just there. It's fine. We'll just play again. But you gotta put in effort. Because the less effort you put in, the less likely you're gonna succeed. You have to do the work. You can't just sit around and hope that somebody does it for you. And that's kind of the mindset I had for a while. I'm a pretty lonely person, but if you don't go out there and try to, like, make friends and stuff, or, like, do something, you won't. It just never happens. And that's another thing. Most of the friends you have right now, you probably won't see them ever again. So, don't work too hard on keeping the friendships, because there's a high likelihood they're gonna fail anyways. Most of this stuff is just stuff my dad taught me, and he was right. My dad is a really, really wise person, and he has said a lot of very wise things. And that's why he is a pretty powerful person. Like, he put in a lot of work. Oh, uh-oh. Something's happening. Just gonna go over here. No matter what happens, you just gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust that eventually it gets better. And it will. I promise you. Like, unless you don't try, You can't fail if you keep trying. And you may feel down at times because people hurt. People make things hurt. And that's where I learned a couple valuable lessons. If anyone tries to, like, talk down to you, you either ignore them or you say something back. Like, if you're short, like me, I'm pretty short. I'm a small person. Someone comes up to you, they tell you you're short. Yeah, well, high chance they're probably making up for something. And usually that thing is either width or they just are a horrible person and they have no friends. Usually, though. Sometimes you're wrong, and sometimes they are just being horrible to be horrible. But it's a lot easier to laugh at someone. Well, this is rare. It's a lot easier to get mad at someone for laughing at you for something you can't really control. Like, I can't control my height. It's not my thing to deal with. But what I can control is how I deal with people laughing at me. You could either ignore them, or you could get upset and let them get to your head. Personally, I don't really complain about this outside of, like, talking with certain friends, because I know nobody's going to sympathize with me. I am not a very... Nobody's going to care what I think, honestly, and that's fine. Nobody needs to care, because I care and my friends care. Or at least I think they do. But as long as somebody is there to keep you from going insane, and you'll be fine. You just... I'm kind of going in circles, but... Moral of this video: don't just let people get you down. It's really bad. Like, my dad, he did not really do much for life. Like, most of the stuff he did was just not like, he didn't do high school. I don't believe he even went to high school. And, well, he went to high school, but he didn't, like, actively, like, be there. He said to me that he was rarely actually in class. And he, as a person right now, is a multimillionaire with I believe, like, $200,000 a year salary, which is really crazy. But he works for the military, which, yeah, they give pretty big amounts of money to people. Is there a wall dweller here? I think there is. Let's find out. I was right. Hello. Yeah, goodbye. Wait for them to come back, actually. Most of the time they do. Alright. But, yeah. Just believe in yourself and work hard. That's pretty much all there is to it. All there is left to it, at least. You know, if this video actually, like, happens to go viral or something, maybe I'll make another video. And, I'll talk about some other issues. You guys can just tell me what you guys want to hear about in the comments, and I'll do a video on it. You guys are amazing. I never really got the chance to say this, but thank you guys for 55 subscribers now. I'm just glad I managed to reach this milestone. Like, not a lot of people ever really manage to do this, and they usually give up. But I'm glad I didn't give up. You guys are amazing, and a lot of you all mostly are my friends, but about half of you, roughly, you're all just people I don't know, haven't talked to. You guys are amazing, and you will go on to do great things in life, as long as you just keep thinking smartly. That's all I have for this video. If you actually somehow managed to listen to me rant this entire time and finished watching the video, maybe consider subscribing. I'm somewhat cool, people would say. Okay, well, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye.